is a presentation of WGN Sports.
You are looking at a live picture from Wrigley Field where thunder is now booming in the background as we christen the 2008 baseball season in Chicago with a hearty splash. And a pleasant good afternoon from the ballpark, everybody. Dan Roan along with Cubs chairman Crane Kenny, who's been kind enough to stop by to chat with us and hold the umbrella for a few minutes. Crane, this is a little ridiculous for opening day, but we have hope, don't we?
Yeah, we have hope. What we're hearing from the Weather Center and your guys, Tom Skilling and others, is that we'll have a window from 2 to 6 to get the game in, and so we're holding out hope for that.
Well, the bleacher fans are out there en masse already, and a lot of other people in the grandstands. Typical Cub fans, rain or no rain, right?
Yeah, they're here for us, and you know, that's what this season's all about. Trying to give something back to these folks who have supported us for so long through good and bad times, good and bad weather.
Actually, the worst of the weather is right now. You were able to get in the Ernie Banks ceremony this morning, the unveiling of the statue, which is a beautiful piece of artwork, and that all went very well, I thought.
Yeah, lucky we got a window where we didn't have any rain, and we got Ernie's ceremony done. And really, what a great human being. The guy who really personifies this organization. I've gotten to know Ernie over the last half dozen years, and we're so thrilled for he and Liz and the family who are all here.
Yeah, they're very much appreciated on their part. I know that for sure. Some changes in the ballpark. We're standing on one of them right now. The field itself is much different. The infield flattened out. The crown is gone. Sightlines will be better, certainly out of the dugout for the players and the manager.
That's right. Yeah, they'll actually be able to see Mike Fontenot now when he's on the field, which is a positive. And you know, unfortunately, we're testing Rogers' drainage today, and it looks like it's holding up. But you know, we're supposed to be able to handle an inch of rain and get it off the field without any delay in play, and we're finding out today that it works.
Yeah, we're going to hear from Mr. Bossert a little bit later on. Also new this year, some signage around the ballpark, but I think more specifically the seats up and down each side, just beyond the dugouts, that really look great and don't seem to take away from any of the ambiance of the ballpark at all.
So the seats on the left field side are new. The seats on the right field line were put in a couple of years ago. But yeah, the CBOE, Chicago Board Options Exchange, as a partner with us, helped us put in these 70 new seats and helped us auction those off in the first time ever auction of seats here at Wrigley, and it's been terrific so far.
Another revenue stream, and you need it the way these payrolls keep going up.
Yeah, and the one thing I've been trying to emphasize beyond the payroll is we've put a lot of resources into our players' scouting and development. In Asia, where we've now doubled the number of scouts, Paul Weaver now has Steve Wilson and 2 Asian scouts full-time there. And the payoff this year was when Fukudome signed, although there were teams offering him more money and longer-term contracts, mostly because he has a relationship with Paul Weaver, and that's where your resources really pay off, when you can develop players from outside the country and not just rely on the draft.
Well, I know all these people today are looking forward to seeing Fukudome play. We hope they get the chance to do it. I'm going to steal this umbrella back and let you get to what you have to do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Crane.
We'll see you later.
Crane Kenny, Cubs chairman, joining us here. You know, everybody wants to see this game get in. The Cubs are scheduled for an off day tomorrow. They could move the game there. I don't think they want to do that by any means, though. And this crowd hopefully will get to see some baseball. I know one guy who really wants to play it. That would be the manager of the Chicago Cubs. And we talked to him a little bit earlier this morning.
Look, we like our team. But, again, we got to go play on the field. And how we play on the field will dictate whether we're on that track or not. I expect us to play well, though. I really do. No, it doesn't make me nervous. It's flattering. I think it's probably an in vogue thing to pick the Cubs because of the 100th year. But you know, we got to play on the field. But it is flattering that people look at our club and like it. But doesn't put any pressure on me.
Well, yeah, the pieces are in place, I think, as far as the players are concerned. They've had a pretty solid spring, finishing with a .500 record. Kerry Wood established himself as the new closer. Ryan Dempster's in the rotation. Some changes in that regard, but what shapes up to be a pretty good baseball team here on the north side in 2008. We'll step aside for a minute, come back to Wrigley Field right after a break. It may be a little bit damp, but next year is here, and we'll continue from the ballpark right after this.
Next Year Is Here is brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. The Chicagoland area Dodge dealers and the all-new 2009 Dodge Journey. And by the Illinois Lottery. Play the Illinois Lottery. Have a ball.
Good boy. Yeesh. Though very rare, some wild animals can be trained. Unlike Mountain Dew, which can never be trained.
You know, it's not all fun and games when you're a mascot. Every year I find myself where the season always ends meets the bills never stop. You know that place where you realize even a squirrel can't live off peanuts? Well, maybe you don't, but believe me, I'm there.
Here's a way to score on savings.
Nice.
Switch your car insurance to State Farm. You'll save big, plus get a payment plan that fits your budget. Call, click, or visit and start saving today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You know I wear this everywhere.
If you're over 65, you have diabetes, and you're on Medicare, you may qualify for a free meter from Liberty Medical. If you have type 2 diabetes like I have, you're confronted with choices. You can choose to feel sorry for yourself. I hope you don't. I hope you choose to get involved with a good doctor. Find out some things about diabetes and your own body in the bargain. You'll learn to check your own blood sugar and check it often. That, along with a simple diet and exercise program, can help keep your diabetes under control. If you're on Medicare, call Liberty Medical. We'll help you keep your diabetes under control. First, we'll give you a free meter. No one is more serious than Liberty about helping you keep your diabetes under control. That's why we're a proud sponsor of the American Diabetes Association in their mission to prevent and cure diabetes.
Plus, get a free diabetic-friendly cookbook when you join Liberty. Call 1-800-848-4207.
That video was not from today. That video was from last year. Aramis Ramirez clutch home run against the Milwaukee Brewers, one that really set the Cubs' comeback in the Central Division in motion and enabled them to come back, catch Milwaukee, win the Central, and head on into the playoffs. We certainly hope for more of the same here in 2008 from this Cub ball club. Right now we want to send it upstairs where I see a couple of guys from here through the raindrops, high and dry in the broadcast booth, in the press box. Not down here in the madness with all the rest of us. Len Casper and Bob Brenly set to call another season of Cubs baseball here on WGN. Guys.
Hey, Dan, by the way, one of your best ties ever, and we hope it stays dry. I'm sure it'll end up at the dry cleaner a little bit later on.
It was nice while it lasted.
I'm sure it was. Well, Bob, here we go again, and this should be a lot of fun here in 2008. More on the weather. That's going to be a big topic of conversation, but this should be a very good ball club.
I think so, and I think because of the unfinished business last year, the way the season came to an end for the Cubs in the postseason, certainly not what they were expecting. I think there's some unfinished business, and guys are really motivated to take it to the next step.
You think some of the newest Cubs understand the love affair here? I saw Reed Johnson walking out to the batting cage. He got a standing ovation.
I think they're going to understand it very quickly if they don't already. Not a better environment in baseball to play. As you can tell, the fans are out here standing in the rain waiting for the ball game to start, and will do so until the game gets started. There is no place in the world to play baseball like Wrigley Field.
Should be a great pitching matchup, assuming we are going to play today. Ben Sheets, who has been very good on opening day in his career. Carlos Zambrano will pitch for the Cubs, and he's looking for his first career opening day win.
It'd be nice to get one, and I think this is going to be a different Carlos Zambrano. Of course, it's going to be a long season. There's going to be ups and downs for the entire team and for Carlos as well, but really seems to have things under control this year. I think he's going to have a big outing today.
And Dan, as you said earlier, the window right now appears to be between 2 and 6. So we are not going to start this ball game before 2 o'clock Central Time. And if we can't play it today, we'll be right back here tomorrow, and that's why they build in those off days. And everybody, of course, wants to know why the Cubs and Brewers are not playing in Milwaukee. The Brewers actually, guys, will come back at the end of April, so they'll play twice here before they actually play in Milwaukee later. Go figure.
Well, we understand the reasons for that in some ways. I mean, people don't want to have home games when the kids are still in school. They'd rather have them in the summer, and I think that's probably part of it. But it really doesn't seem to make much sense when they close the season against Milwaukee up there, when they could be playing that series here and this one up in Milwaukee inside. So I don't know. I did want to ask you, Bob, and you would know this as well as anybody would, the dynamics of chemistry on a baseball team. You know, last year these guys were all trying to get to know each other. With just a couple of exceptions this year, it's the same team that was together last year for that playoff run in the last 2 or 3 months of the season. How important is that, do you think?
Oh, I think that's very important. Number one, just to know the personalities of the players that are around you. And then number two, to physically know what they're capable of doing. The double play combination with Ryan Theriot and Mark DeRosa figures to be much smoother this year. They've had a year plus a spring to work together. The guys in the outfield have had all spring to work together. Anytime you have a group that's together for any amount of time, certain things become unsaid. You don't need to say anything. You react to what your teammates do around you. And I think the Cubs are in that position right now.
I really think they are too. Hey, guys, thanks very much. Wish you were here, but I'll see you in a few minutes upstairs. Bob Brenly and Len Casper, who will call it for you when we get started here at Wrigley Field this afternoon. In our earlier conversation with Cubs chairman Crane Kenny, we touched on the new surface here at Wrigley Field. The infield's been totally redone, as has the outfield, new drainage put in, and spearheading the effort was Sox groundskeeper Roger Bossert, the second-generation sod father down on the south side, who does such a great job at U.S. Cellular Field. We had a chance to catch up with Roger during the process, and this is what he had to say about switching allegiances, at least for a few weeks.
Two things come to mind. One is I hope my dad's not looking down at me right now, seeing me at Wrigley Field. And when I first started this, I remember telling Roger Baird and Mark McGuire that I'm not telling him all the tricks of the trade. I don't want to let them know the tilting of the foul lines and that. I'm not doing that over here.
Roger Bossert, who will be doing his job on the south side, having done a great job getting this infield ready for the Cubs here in 2008. We'll step aside, hope to make some memories on opening day 2008. Here's one we know Cub fans will never forget.
The Cubs are gonna hit today. They're gonna pitch today. They're gonna field today. Come on. It's over. Willie Smith got over. The Cubs win the game. No doubt about it.
I don't know how it happened, but before I knew it, I owed back taxes. My family's business was in jeopardy. I was going to lose it all.
Thousands of Americans owe the IRS back taxes. Progressive Tax Group is a full-service tax firm that negotiates with the IRS to reduce your tax debt to pennies on the dollar. Our specialists know the IRS tax laws and can protect you from costly errors.
Progressive Tax Group listened to our situation and negotiated a plan we could live with.
It was such a relief.
They saved us thousands.
This is your best chance to settle your IRS tax debt. Progressive Tax Group is on your side. Our experts have over 30 years combined experience negotiating with the IRS. We can help you.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, Progressive Tax Group can help you settle for a fraction of what you owe.
Progressive Tax Group saved my family business. Now my biggest concern is the daily special.
Get your life back. Call Progressive Tax Group now.
It's not just about imagining your future. It's about knowing you'll get there. With HSBC Direct Online Savings, your money can grow at 7 times the national savings average. And you keep anytime access to your cash. And HSBC Direct brings you the heritage of HSBC, one of the world's largest financial institutions. So you save with confidence, knowing your future's on track. Start today at hsbcdirect.com.
A short time ago, this woman was limited by her mobility. A month ago, this man wasn't even able to get around his house. These are people who chose mobility, and they chose the scooter store. If you're living with limited mobility, call the scooter store today. I guarantee no other company will work hard to make you mobile. If we pre-qualify you for a new scooter or power chair, and Medicare denies your claim, the scooter store allows you to keep your scooter or power chair at no cost. That's the scooter store guarantee.
I expected they'd help me file some paperwork with Medicare and my insurance. I never expected them to be so nice or to work so hard to get me a power chair at no cost to me.
You don't qualify for Medicare? No problem. We'll work with your insurance company, even help with financing. If there's a way, we'll find it.
Call the scooter store for free information today.
Call 1-800-313-5960 for free information. That number again is 1-800-313-5960.
1-1 the score. There's a pretty good shot to center field. A very good shot. The ball can't cover. The Cubs win it on a Billy Williams home run.
Well, Billy Williams, certainly one of the Cubs' opening day heroes throughout the year, and the sweet swinger from Whistler, Alabama, was part of the program here at Wrigley Field this morning as the Cubs played homage to one of their greatest players. In fact, the guy they call Mr. Cub. Ernie Banks was honored today with a statue in his honor being uncovered at the corner of Clark and Addison just outside the ballpark. It was a terrific ceremony attended by many of Ernie's closest friends and former teammates, including Ron Santo, Ferguson Jenkins, Billy Williams. Hank Aaron made an appearance today. Many more friends of Ernie's on hand for the ceremony this morning. And when you get to Wrigley Field, make sure you get a chance to come out and take a look at that statue, because it really, really did look terrific.
Now, this is the part I like. Now, I'm not bragging. I'm the only professional athlete who played his entire career in one city, Chicago, one mayor, Richard J. Daley, one owner, P.K. Wrigley, one park, Wrigley Field, and I played all my home games under one light, and that's God's lights. Where are they?
A terrific speech there by Ernie Banks as his statue was uncovered outside the ballpark earlier this morning. Ernie will be joining us during the broadcast a little bit later on. Some of the players are making their way from the hitting cages underneath the right field bleachers. Got a huge ovation from the fans out there. One of the Cubs who finds himself in a bit of a different situation going into this year as opposed to last is Ryan Dempster. Once a starter, last year the Cubs closer, and now back in the starting rotation for Lou Piniella.
Well, Ryan, the pomp and circumstance of opening day, you've made a couple of starts in your career on opening day, but you get to kick your feet up today and enjoy the show.
Yeah, it's I get to sit back and watch the Carlos Zambrano show today, which is always fun and exciting.
But you know, opening days are exciting for everyone involved, and whether you're playing or you're on the bench cheering your team on, it's definitely an exciting time.
What's it like when they introduce your name and you get to run out along the third base line? That's pretty neat, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it really is. You know, growing up, you see it so much as a kid, and you sit there, and I remember sitting in front of my TV even clapping at times for your favorite player, and so to be one of those players out there, and it really is a cool feeling. It's the start of the new season, and start of big things hopefully here in Chicago this year.
Will you be anxious at all in the 7th or the 8th inning, thinking, oh, I better get ready, and then you have to remind yourself, wait a second, I'm starting on Thursday?
Maybe a little bit, although after I saw Woody come in Vegas there, I think that was more exciting than actually being in it myself. So, yeah, I'll have to tell myself to just sit back down and relax for a couple innings.
How are you feeling? And I know you worked very, very hard in the offseason physically, and there's a big mental component to being a starting pitcher as well, but you've done it a lot in your career.
Yeah, and it's coming back more and more every time out in between starts, just the preparation. Physically, I feel great. And mentally, it's coming along. The routines are getting a little bit better, and I feel more comfortable. And hopefully, as the season goes on, it just keeps progressing that way, and I feel more and more comfortable.
You had one bad inning really in spring training, and you and I talked after that inning, and you said, as strange as it is to say, it might have been good for me because as a closer, you might not get a chance to give up that many runs, but it's just kind of slowing the game down and kind of getting back into that mentality. Hey, I still need to maybe throw 60 or 70 more pitches today.
Yeah, you know what? It is in spring training to get work like that is very important, I think. Just because in the regular season, when you get in situations where you need to slow the game down and labor through an inning and grind your way through an inning, I think doing it, during spring training helps you out. So it was good to do that, to get that work that you need to get in, get your pitch count up, get your arm strength up. So it's not fun giving up the 6 runs, but at the same time, the nice part is they don't count in the grand scheme of things, and they help you prepare for the season.
You mentioned Kerry Wood a little bit earlier. Based on what we saw in spring training, he should be very, very good in that role.
Yeah, you know what? He's worked really hard. I think it's pretty remarkable what he's done and able to come back and throw the ball the way he's throwing it. And I think he had a tremendous spring, the way he commanded the ball, his ability to stay healthy. I mean, this is the first spring he's broke with us, in quite a few years. So he's excited, and he's going to do a great job. I know he's definitely got the makeup for it.
You have your seatbelt fastened. Apparently, this flight's ready to take off.
I feel like we're going from here to Pittsburgh.
Ryan, thanks so much for the time. This is going to be a lot of fun here in 2008, and this is your kind of weather, right? Being from BC.
Absolutely. Nobody likes hitting in this weather, I always said. So it's always fun to pitch in it.
All right, thanks.
Absolutely.
All right, Len Casper with Ryan Dempster to Pittsburgh and beyond, maybe in 2008. And Ryan certainly set to be a big part of whatever success the Cubs might have this year. Got to tell you, it's lightening up just a little bit, and the rain has lessened. Maybe we will see baseball yet from Wrigley Field this afternoon. We'll come back with more from the ballpark in just a minute, and we'll send you out to break with one of our favorite moments from 2007.
Jones at third. Into center. It's going to drop down. It's win. They win it. 10-9.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
Wake up, people! Diet Pepsi Max with ginseng and more caffeine.
Stop it!
Let me tell you about a very important phone call I made. When I got my Medicare card, I realized I needed an AARP Medicare supplement insurance card too.
One simple call gave me the chance to talk with a personal health insurance advisor
Who answered all my questions about Medicare supplement plans, so I could understand it all. After I called, I was able to choose the plan that was right for me.
If you're already on or eligible for Medicare, call now to find out how an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, helps you pay some of the 20% of your medical expenses not covered by Medicare Part B. That can save you from paying thousands of dollars out of your own pocket. These are the only Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans exclusively endorsed by AARP, a name you trust. When you call now, we'll send you this free information kit with all you need to enroll, so you can join the millions of people who've already trusted us for their Medicare supplement insurance. Plus, we'll send you this free guide to understanding Medicare.
The prices are competitive.
I can keep my own doctor and choose my own hospital.
And I don't need a referral to see a specialist.
Call now to get the free information kit. Plus, we'll include this free Medicare guide. And the advantages don't end there. You can choose from a wide range of plans that are all competitively priced, so you can find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. There are virtually no claim forms to fill out. And best of all, they're the only Medicare supplement plans endorsed by AARP.
When they told me these plans were endorsed by AARP,
I had only one thing to say.
Sign me up.
Call now 1-800-592-0813 and let us help you choose the right plan. So call now 1-800-592-0813 and find out about an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan. A personal health insurance advisor is waiting for your call.
Bob Brenly talked a little bit ago about the importance of chemistry in the clubhouse, something that the Cubs should have this year, being much more familiar with each other than they were a year ago. That goes to the manager, too. He knows the strengths and weaknesses of his players, Lou Piniella does, much more than he did last year. And in that light, he settled on a new leadoff man. Ryan Theriot will open for the Cubs in the batting order in 2008. And earlier this morning, we caught up to the Cubs shortstop.
This is unbelievable, you know, to be on this club and be playing shortstop and leading off for you know, such a storied franchise here in the 100th year is real exciting and really looking forward to this day.
Tell me about your expectations for this upcoming season.
Yeah, obviously, I think you know, we want to win and win a lot of games, but I think more importantly for us to go out there and play hard every day and let the chips fall where they may.
Thank you very much.
Told you, right? Ryan Theriot will lead it off for the Cubs here at Wrigley Field if and when there is baseball, and we certainly hope there will be. So that will do it for us for now. For next year is here. The leadoff man follows momentarily. Dan Roan right now at the ballpark saying so long, but not for long. Len and Bob will be back with the season opening game of 2008 when we continue right here on WGN.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gone.
Next Year is Here has been brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. By Comcast. Proven advanced technology. Call 1-888-4BEST-TV. And by Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer.
If you have back pain, arthritis, fibromyalgia, tendonitis, any kind of joint and muscle pain or stiffness at all, you finally have a safe, effective relief. Dr. Frank's Homeopathic Joint and Muscle Pain Relief.
I had a lot of fear that I would be crippled at a very young age. It was a miracle that I found something safe and that had such dramatic pain relief.
Dr. Frank's is all natural. Just spray here and stop all your pain everywhere. For the first time ever, these 10 homeopathic ingredients have been combined in a revolutionary oral spray that stops inflammation, pain, and stiffness.
I pretty much quit tennis just because of the pounding. Since using this spray, my pain and tenderness and swelling and soreness and stiffness has gone.
If you have any kind of joint and muscle pain or stiffness, Dr. Frank's Joint and Muscle Pain Relief is the safe, all-natural relief you've been searching for.
I have no pain in my knees, no sciatica, and I'm pain-free.
I'm Dr. Ken Frank. I'm a medical doctor. There is a safe way to stop your pain, and I guarantee that your daily aches and pains, whether mild or severe, will stop or significantly decrease with this formula.
Start living your life pain-free. Try safe, effective Dr. Frank's risk-free. Call now and get a 200 spray trial bottle for only $19.95.
It was as though someone has given me an electric shock that went up the arm, and I could not do that. Now, I can't get that pain no matter how far I turn my arm. And now I'm playing tennis again,
Call now and spray away your pain in days. Call now for your risk-free trial bottle of Dr. Frank's Joint and Muscle Pain Relief. Ask how to double the supply for free. And also ask how to get for free Dr. Frank's 100-page book about natural and safe pain relief without drugs.
Call now, 1-800-960-2352. 1-800-960-2352. That's 1-800-960-2352.
Dr. Frank's pain relief really works.